Everyone has a vision.
But only a few can turn that into reality.
That's where we come in.
For us, it starts at the writer's circle.
Ideas are pitched and plans are made.
We then take those plans and apply it to wherever we go.
Whether it's on a court, a stage, or around Carmel, you are in control.
And as for live newscast, the studio is where it's at.
Regardless if it's in the back
or under the bright lights. This is where countless professionals jumpstart their careers.
Each and every SRT, we bring you the latest news, sports, and entertainment updates.
Not just at school, but on the go, too.
Although it's listed as a class, CHTV is much more than that. It's an experience.
An experience where you can bring your ideas to life.
An experience where you can meet lifelong friends.
An experience that will change your life forever.
So, what's your vision?
Hello and welcome to Carmel High School, where we're just a few moments away from tip-off between the 9-2 Carmel Greyhounds and the 2-7 Pike Red Devils here on CHTV. Hello everyone, I'm Will Simmonds alongside my good friend Dashaun Barnes here in color. Right now we're at the Eric Clark Activity Center where we're just 2 minutes away from tip-off between the Carmel Greyhounds and the Pike Red Devils. Dashaun, both teams very good offensively and defensively, but we've seen Owen Huber average 7.7 games for this Greyhound squad. What can we expect from him tonight?
We can expect a monster night like almost every night for Owen. His huge frame and his offensive tools together makes him a huge threat and a huge key to this Carmel offense. Let's see what he has in store for us tonight.
He's got 27 defensive boards on the season and 24 offensive boards on the season. We haven't seen that from anybody else on this Greyhound squad. Pike, however, though, very good team offensively and defensively. How can this Greyhound squad stop them from the attack?
Carmel first they need to shut down Pike freshman Damon Howard. Damon Howard is a freshman, but he's been averaging beautiful numbers, dropping plenty of dimes, plenty of shots on good field goal percentage. He had a monster night against HSC, dropping 20 points on 50% field goal percentage. Now, although Howard is a great player and a great key to this offense, you can't forget about players like Coriel Spates and Dylan Amos to also drop some points tonight.
Although the Greyhounds are 9-2 and Pike are 2-7, records mean nothing. This is scratch. This is a mixed matchup here at the Eric Clark Activity Center. Anything could happen. Emotions are high, electric atmosphere, and we're ready for this game today, Dashaun.
Yes, we are.
Just 2 minutes away, starting lineups being announced for both teams. Pike, or starters for the Greyhounds. Owen Huber, like we just talked about, very key player to this Greyhounds offense. Right now, we're going to send it down to PA announcer Craig Dragish.
Carmel Athletics. These individuals have committed their time to our student athletes, and we appreciate their efforts and sacrifices. Tonight's officials are Mr. Matt Crispin, Mr. Willie Douglas, and Mr. Curtis Gumbus. Please join me in applause for our game officials and their commitment to education-based athletics.
We are just here. 7 minutes has been put on the clock for this matchup. It'll be Alex Kudo, who we've seen take the ball up for the Greyhounds all season. We've seen this ball screen from Owen Huber. It's been very popular throughout the season. getting the Greyhounds a lot of open buckets. We see Kudo take the three from the start, and he hits it.
Three-point basket, Alex Kudo.
Alex Kudo.
It's good to see that first point drop here for Carmel, because if they make this a high-scoring affair, I don't see Pike coming away with this one.
Kudo only 18% from three on the season. That'll definitely help his record as he puts the Hounds up three early. Faison was thinking about another shot. We've seen him, another Greyhound player, shoot the three ball a lot, but it'll be Jake Griffin who will pull up from behind the line. A little bit of a cheap play there from Pike off the leg of Owen Huber. Looks like it'll stay in or go in the possession of the Red Devils. So far, Hounds have themselves on the board up by 3 with 6 minutes to go here at the Eric Clark Activity Center. We've seen Tyler Walkey. He's been a very good defender for the Greyhounds this season with 14 steals on the season. He's averaging 1.6 a game. That's great defense by the Greyhounds. Greyhounds locking Pike up so far in the paint. Travel will be called. It'll be the first turnover of the game for the Red Devils.
Yeah, like I was saying before, it was good to see that first shot come down for Carmel, because in all of Pike's games where their opponent had at least 49 points, they came down and they did not end up winning. So if Carmel can drop that 49 target number, I don't see Pike winning this one.
Carmel's played very well offensively so far and defensively. Starting with Alex Kudo, the only freshman on this Carmel Greyhounds JV roster.
There's Huber.
Owen Huber.
Up and one for Owen Huber. We've seen that a lot this season, as we just talked about pregame, how he's averaging 7.7 points per game, which is the most on this Carmel Greyhounds roster.
Teams first.
Like I was saying before, his athletic frame, but still his ability to finish and get into the lane. Beautiful finish by Huber.
Owen Huber shooting 72% from the free throw line this season, misses that one. Pike really trying to get their offense going. The strong defense by the Greyhounds is not allowing anything through, especially the paint. It'll be Jake Griffin taking the ball up for the Greyhounds. Fine Faison in the corner. Faison transferring from Cathedral this year. We've seen him be a very heavy part to this Greyhounds offense. That'll be a foul on Pike. It'll be possession of the Greyhounds.
I believe that is Pike's second foul.
It'll be Young with the foul. That'll be his first and the team's first. Jake Griffin taking the ball up again as he takes it in the paint, tries to put one up, finger roll, it's not there.
Oh. Offensive rebound for Carmel.
We've seen Tyler Walkey become such a strong asset for this Greyhound squad with 14 offensive rebounds on the season. For his height, that is a lot, given the fact he's only 5'9", grabbing that many boards. It's very impressive coming from a JV player. Jump shot there, no good. Rebound by Owen Huber.
Pike's really struggling here early on offense. They've gotten a couple shots and none of them have gone in yet.
Very quiet atmosphere here right now in the Eric Clark Activity Center. Not much emotion, nothing too electric to start this first quarter. It'll be the first bucket for Pike. It'll be Spates with his first bucket, and a 30-second timeout will be called by the Greyhounds.
And although it was just a layup, that's very good for Pike here to see some points get on the board. That was actually from Coriel Spates, Pike's second leading scorer. We'll see how much points he can drop tonight.
We'll send it to a quick break. We'll be right back here on CHTV. Yeah, when you hear me say send it to... Hello, and we're back here at the Eric Clark Activity Center. Alex Kudo taking out the ball after the 30-second timeout. 1 bucket for Pike, and that was too much for Carmel to take here. The first turnover of the game from the Greyhounds will be Tyler Walkey, the team's first turnover of the game.
Pike has held Carmel to 5 points here. Still kind of early in the game, but they are keeping them in that low-scoring range that I was talking about early. And if they do that, there's still some possibility here for them to pull off this upset.
Strong defense there by Jake Griffin. We've seen him. He's been a very key part to both the JV squad and varsity squad, moving up to varsity and JV back and forth. But whatever team he plays on, he knows he has a job to do, and he gets it done.
There's Carmel forcing another Pike turnover.
It'll be Cooper Inskeep checking in for this Greyhound squad. With only averaging 1 point a game, it doesn't matter. He's a spark to this team. He's got very high confidence level and brings whatever this team needs. Very patient with the ball as well, which is very good, and this is what this Greyhounds roster needs. Griffin for 3, bang, puts it in.
Beautiful shot. Carmel keeps hitting their shots like this. They're going to run away with this one very early.
Those are his first 3 points of the game, but that'll put the Hounds up 6 with 3 minutes to go in this first quarter.
There's Howard. I was talking about him early.
Howard puts up a great shot there, averaging 14.3 points in his first 3 games with the Red Devils. Let's keep trying to make something happen. Finds Huber in the corner. Huber's jump shot is off the mark. It'll be a kickball violation on Griffin. Possession will go to Pike.
Yeah, well, and although that was a turnover on Carmel, that just shows the hustle amount for both of these teams. Carmel is really hustling, bustling for that ball, forcing turnovers. They've got plenty of rebounds, offensive and defensive, early in this game.
Pike done a great job so far, holding the Hounds to only 8 points, but we have yet to see him do something very productive offensively.
Yeah, Pike's really struggling here. The field goal percentage isn't the best. Oh, there we go. There's a bucket for Pike.
Ingram with the bucket. That'll be his first 2 points of this game. That'll still put the Hounds up 2. But Pike has really gained the momentum offensively.
Yeah, and you saw Keith Ingram hit that shot earlier. Now, although his numbers don't look like it, he's a great offensive player. He's actually the leading rebounder and blocker for this Pike team.
Tyler Walkey for 3. Off the mark, and it was tipped out by Pike. So Carmel will regain the possession there. A second chance opportunity to put some points on the board. Roy swings it. Looking for a 3 up top. Not there. But Griffin will take another one. Why not? It's off the mark, however. Pike coming full head of steam. Looked like a little push off there, but they will call a foul.
Yeah, they're going to call that a blocking on Carmel. I like the aggressiveness by Pike, though. It seems their energy level is finally starting to match up to Carmel's.
Jake Griffin, his first.
Foul will be on Jake Griffin. That is his first. However, that is the team's second. So not real good for the Greyhounds, getting in foul trouble early with only 1 minute and 35 seconds to play in this first quarter.
Substitution for Pike, number 32, Dimitri Nibbs.
Dimitri Nibbs checking in for the Pike Red Devils. First time we have seen him this whole game. Alex Kudo has come out of the game, so it's still Tyler Walkey taking up the ball for the Greyhound squad. Now, Tyler Walkey, he's a very dynamic player. He's very good, likes driving the ball in the paint, can do really whatever, but he's very good academically, too, in school. Be it foul there by Pike. It'll be Ingram on the foul.
Pike foul number 50, Keith Ingram, his first.
That is his first, team's third. So Pike's in foul trouble early. Both teams in foul trouble. Carmel with 2, Pike with 3 fouls. So both teams, I don't think that's going to make them back off aggressively, but that's definitely going to have an impact with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, being in foul trouble isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it shows aggression, and in games like this, close games, at least for now, you've got to be scrappy and you've got to be aggressive. So a foul isn't the worst thing to see.
Kudo will shoot it. Why not? It's off the mark, though. We've seen that a lot from Owen Huber, tipping the ball up and trying to get a bucket They're trying to tip it out to a teammate, but this time it's not there. He tips it out, and it'll be travel. That is the Greyhounds' second turnover of the night.
Now, although that play just resulted in a turnover, that once again just showing the energy level here for this Carmel squad. The amount of offensive rebounds they have this early is crazy.
The Greyhounds coming off of a huge loss against Cathedral, losing 52-56 in double overtime. Very unfortunate, but the Greyhounds are out for blood as Mitchell Malloy is on a fast break. He puts it up for 2.
Mitchell Malloy.
Great offensive possession for Carmel, and almost another turnover there for Pike. Great hustle by Carmel shown once again.
Greyhounds now lead 10-6, 34.6 seconds to go in this first quarter. We've seen a lot of good traits coming from both teams. I mean, a pretty even matchup so far. Just great time to be in the Eric Clark Activity Center. Feed it in. It'll be Ingram with the bucket.
There's Ingram again. He's throwing up on the stat sheet early. That's his 4th point in this game.
Alex Kudo back in for the Greyhounds. They'll take it up for this squad as they'll have 3 down low. They're going to call an offensive foul on Mitchell Malloy. That'll be his 2nd and team's 3rd. So both teams having 3 fouls and foul trouble early. I don't think they're going to give up. I think this is going to be an aggressive and physical game. Both of these teams have done very well with that. I'm excited to see what Pike can do offensively. They've done pretty well on defense, only holding the Hounds to 10 points in the first quarter, but they have yet to get this momentum completely going offensively.
You're right. Just even though they're in foul trouble early, Carmel's keeping up the aggression, bringing that 3 trap, full court press there.
And one for the Hounds. It'll be Coriel Spates with the bucket. A chance to complete the 3-point play. We just take a look at that finish. Beautiful job by Spates.
At the line for Pike, shooting 1, Coriel Spates.
And although Coriel Spates is only coming in at 5'10", he shows his aggression there early. Let's see if he can lead Pike out of here with the lead with this free throw.
He'll put the bucket in, and it'll be Faison who will inbound it. Looks like Pike is showing a 1-2-2 press. The Hounds will break it easily. Griffin with the half-court shot, and it's just off the mark. Pike leads 11-10 at the end of this first quarter. I've been Will Simmonds alongside Dashaun Barnes. We'll be right back here for the second quarter. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. We've been CHTV. Seven minutes has been put on the clock for the second quarter. We've seen a lot of action in the first. Pike is still on top 11-10 going into the third, but we've seen both teams get in foul trouble early. The Greyhounds with 4 and Pike with 3. So we'll see the amount of aggressiveness going into the second quarter.
Now let's take a moment to talk about Keith Ingram. He's only averaging 2 points this season, but he went out there and dropped 4 in the first quarter. Do you think he'll continue here throughout this game?
I think he will. I think the Greyhounds, even though they've played very good defense, Pike has played very well offensively, and they've surprised me early with their movement in the paint and their movement in the perimeter. So both teams have done a very good job converting on this game. Nothing to be ashamed of for either team so far into this match.
Yep, I agree. Keith Ingram has been showing some confidence down low, and he hit 2 of those post jump shots. Let's see if he pulls more of that out of his bag this quarter.
Faison for 3. We've seen him shoot the ball, and he gets it. Jalen Faison with a strong start in this match. It'll be his first 3 points of the game. Carmel showing some very strong defense so far. with the team averaging 8.8 steals a game. Very strong defense by the Greyhounds.
Coriel Spates getting in the paint again, showing off his aggression.
That'll be Owen Huber's first foul of the game, which is good. We've seen him get into foul trouble a lot and sit on the bench a lot because of that. But only having one foul with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the second quarter is very good.
This will be Coriel Spates' second time going to the line. Earlier was on that three-point play conversion.
Return for Pike number 44, Tony Akinbobola.
That'll be Spates' 5th point of the game, looking to make it 6, as he does right there. Good job by him converting on his free throws.
Yeah, and it's no surprise that he's coming out with the points earlier. I said before, even though he's not the team's leading scorer, he's there second behind Howard. He's still a great offensive player. His numbers and his conversion rates are great, and I'm looking to see what he can do for the rest of this game.
Inskeep in the corner. We've seen him get trapped a lot in the corner this season, but he always finds a way to get out. It's very good job by him controlling the ball and taking control of the game. Kudo will put the floater. Why not? He'll take that one home. Kudo with his 5th point of the game, making an impact statement early for the Greyhounds. Hounds up 2 with 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the second quarter. See Owen Huber matched up down low. Good job by him keeping the ball out of the paint defensively. Pretty well officiated game so far.
Carmel's doing exactly what I said they needed to do to shut down these Red Devils. They're shutting down Howard. He's a great offensive player, but Carmel's keeping him under wraps today.
That'll be the 3rd turnover of the game for the Greyhounds. A little bit too much speed on the pass.
Substitution for the Greyhounds, number 20, Mitchell Malloy.
Mitchell Malloy will check back in for the Hounds. He's got 2 fouls, so he's got to be careful. Now the Greyhounds only having 2 losses on the season, Cathedral and Center Grove. They haven't had much of an impact on them. Obviously, losing last week to Cathedral really hurt. But I think they're trying to come out and they're trying to win this game. Losing in double overtime is very upsetting, and it should be a motivation factor for them. And I think we've seen that so far.
Yeah, Carmel's really starting to get comfortable here, and although the score really isn't showing it, they've really got the momentum here.
Ball's off the mark. Tyler Walkey trying to bring it down, but he will be fouled.
Yeah, and just like you said before, we were right. The aggression is still up in this building today. These fouls are just going off.
Be Kudo taking the ball up for the Greyhounds again. Kudo having 5 points on the game. Making an impact statement early. Like we said earlier, the only freshman on this roster standing at 5'9". Not necessarily a tall guard, but averaging 3.8 points a game for this Greyhound squad. Tyler Walkey for 3. Bang! We'll take that one home.
Now that's a great shot here. Like I said, I think Carmel's starting to get their momentum going. They're starting to settle in and start hitting their shots. Let's see if this can continue.
That'll be Tyler Walkey's first 3 points of the matchup.
Nearly another turnover for Pike. Great defense by Carmel.
Good hands there by Owen Huber, almost forcing a turnover, but the ball will go out in possession of the Red Devils. Howard with the inbound. Howard only having 2 points on the game so far. Carmel's defense has just come out so strong in this one. Strong closeout, fast closeouts. They've just done a good job so far. Good awareness there by Cooper Inskeep, realizing if he got that ball inbounds, his foot would have been out, chucking it off the leg of Howard, getting the Hounds another chance to put the ball in the bucket.
That was a great play by Inskeep. If you didn't see what happened there, Faison saw him a bit late on the break. He was open there. He got it off great, but the pass just wasn't, that would have had to have been a perfect pass. Great effort by Inskeep.
We've seen the Hounds try to shoot as many threes. They've shot 4 tonight. They've done a good job. Ethan will take it in the paint. He will be fouled.
A lot of contact on that shot. Let's see if he can knock down these free throws.
That'll be Spates' second foul of the game.
Pike foul number 32, Dimitri Nibbs, his first
Correction, the foul was on Nibs. Looked like it was on Spates, but he was on the other side.
Looked like it was on both of them. Whole lot of contact on that shot.
So that'll be only Spates' first foul. It'll be Faison at the line. Faison shooting 50% at the line this season. Only coming to the line 10 times. This will make it 12. But very interesting, we see a aggressive guard like this only go to the line 10 times.
That is true. He's shown a lot of aggression, and he likes the ISO basketball, and he just loves putting points on the board. It was a great pickup for Carmel.
Like you said, Jalen really likes ISO basketball, but he's a very good team player as well. He's very good with the 3-ball, and we've seen that as he has 1 3 tonight. Good defense by Pike, trying to trap Kudo in the corner, but they'll find Huber down low. Not much energy coming from this Greyhound squad so far.
Yeah, they've shown the energy on defense, but they're struggling to really find their spark here on offense. Now, although they're hitting their shots, they're not getting down in the lane and showing aggression as Pike is.
Alex Kudo with the ball up top will find Malloy. Alex Kudo, he's had a great game so far. 5 points on this one, 0 fouls, as he'll find Faison. Faison tries to check up a shot, but it's no good. Jalen Faison shooting 52% inside the perimeter. We've seen this the 3rd time tonight, trying to grab a rebound. Carmel just can't get the ball in their hands. They can't bring it down safely. It's one thing they got to work on.
Yeah, and although Carmel is struggling with that, their energy is making up for it. Their rebound counts aren't bad, even though they're struggling pulling them down, because of the amount of hustle and grit they are putting towards getting that ball.
Inscape with some strong defense on the perimeter. We've seen a little bit of 3-2 and a little bit of man defense. Potential block by Huber, but he's going to be fouled.
That was a great, strong drive by Spates there. Good defense by Carmel, even though they're going to call a foul.
The foul will be on Mitchell Malloy. That'll be his 3rd. Not good news from the Greyhounds, for the Greyhounds.
Spates has been getting to the line a lot early in this game. Let's see if this will continue.
Mitchell Malloy in foul trouble early with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. There's still a quarter and a half to play, and you're going to have to sit. Saw that in the IU-Purdue game last night. Trace Jackson-Davis having 2 fouls with 12 minutes to go or left in the 1st quarter, or 1st half. He had to sit most of the 1st half and a little bit of the 2nd half. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Mitchell Malloy with 3 fouls. Obviously, him having to take a seat. We've seen Dylan Moran's check in the game. Haven't seen much of him this season.
What really surprised me early here is that Pike is keeping this game very aggressive. And they're staying in this game, even though Carmel is looking much better on the energy, the hustle, and they're keeping them under that projected 50 points that I was talking about early. Carmel's only got 21 nearing the end of the half.
Good pick up, or put up by Faison, and it'll be settled to answers. Kudo really controls this offense, really understands his teammates. He's just excited to play today.
I think there's going to be an illegal screen on Carmel.
It'll be an offensive foul by the Greyhounds. It'll be Dylan Moran's. So that'll be the team's 8th with 2 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Pike's going to get a chance at the line.
Timeout, Carmel. 30-second timeout.
It'll be a 30-second timeout by the Greyhounds. Now, we've seen both of these teams very strong. Both of these teams come out really strong. Carmel done very well offensively. Pike doing very well offensively. But what is your key from both of these teams so far?
Carmel, what they need to do to close out this game is keep this lead, keep knocking down shots, and Pike also needs to keep doing what they're doing. And just what they need to do is just knock down some more shots. And what they really need to do is cut down on these turnovers. Carmel's defense is tough, but cutting down on those turnovers will really help them get more shots up.
Fans starting to flow in here for the varsity game that will tip off at 7:30 p.m. in this gym. You see John Michael Malloy, brother of Mitchell Malloy, who played at Carmel just a few years ago. Really the key star of Carmel's varsity team, winning a state championship with the Greyhounds, now at Butler. Good to see him come back and support his brother in the Greyhounds.
Just like I was talking about before, Carmel forcing a lot of these turnovers. I don't know how long Pike can keep this game close with all these turnovers.
That's what I'm talking about, a potential turnover there by the Greyhounds. They just turned it over with a jump ball. But it's good to see them have this energy. It's good to see them dive on the ball or dive on the ground for the ball. It's good to see them have that intensity, want to play, want to win. Great job there by Cooper Inskeep to do so.
Both of these squads showing an immense amount of energy here.
Greyhounds just playing too much of a fast-paced basketball. It'll be another turnover by the Greyhounds. That'll be either fourth of the evening.
Yeah, I think both of these teams are struggling with that. The ball pinging back and forth between turnover and turnover. Let's see which of these teams will settle down first and really get into their offense.
Dylan Moran, like I said, we've hardly seen him all season. He's very good with the three ball and very good defensively with his closeouts.
It's going to be another turnover, this time on Pike with the travel.
Like I just said, Dylan Moran's so good defensively, causing that Pike travel. Give the possession to the Greyhounds. Carmel up 4 with 1 minute and 21 seconds to go in this second quarter. Kudo strongly guarded by Spates. Moran's looking for the three. We've seen that a lot. That is a call that IHSAA has been cracking down on. They will call it a travel. The Greyhounds just playing way too fast-paced basketball, not what we're used to, moving the ball around the perimeter. 3 turnovers in the past minute. Not usual from this Greyhound squad.
Yeah, both of these teams, just a lot of these possessions coming down, they're just either struggling for bad shots or just not putting one up at all because of a turnover. There's another one right there.
Another careless mistake by the Pike Red Devils. Both teams playing really fast-paced basketball with only 54.3 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Both teams with a lot of silly mistakes going into the break. Carmel trying to set something up here as Kudo takes the ball up. Kudo will find Faison. Faison, we've seen him like those spin moves in the paint like he just did there to put another 2 up for the Greyhounds. That'll be Faison's 8th point of the game, the leading scorer for this Greyhound squad so far. Faison only averaging 6.9 points a game, has already beat that with 8 points in this first half. Very impressive from Jalen.
This second, team 7.
That foul is going to put Carmel in the bonus here.
Cooper Inskeep will be at the line for the Greyhounds. We have yet to see him at the line this season. No chances at the line. This will be his first free throw this whole season. His first free throw will be off the mark, though. Will go in possession of the Red Devils.
Substitution for Pike number 32, Dimitri Nibs.
Nibs will check back in for the Red Devils with only 30 seconds remaining in this first half. Howard has done a great job for this Red Devil squad, only having 2 points, but he's made an impact defensively.
And it's really been everybody. I mean, you can't fully blame Carmel for the amount of turnovers. There's got to be some sort of reason, and that is this Pike Red Devils defense.
Pike Red Devils defense has been very strong. A lot of fouls, though, coming from both teams, with 16 combined fouls from the two teams. Carmel having 9, and the Red Devils having 7. This has really put the teams in foul trouble.
McKendrick settles.
3.7 seconds to go. This one is pretty much over. Now Pike's at the line going into the half. Both teams, what do you think they can do? Obviously, they both could slow down and just get the better shots. But the Greyhound, or the Red Devils specifically, being down 5 points, what can they do?
Just like you said, I mean, they just got to slow down, and the first team to really settle down and make their shots and stop with the careless turnovers is going to be the one that comes out on top tonight.
All right, we're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Luke, here in just a second. We've been Will Simmonds and Dashaun Barnes on CHTV.
Up this momentum, we should be in for a Carmel victory. Now's a good time to stretch, get some snacks, as we'll be right back after this halftime break.
Did you know that 95 million photos and videos are shared on Instagram each day? With an added location tag on a post, there is a 79% content engagement increase. Cyberstalkers can use the location of a post as a way to track a user's every move. Take McKinley, for example, who linked her location as Carmel, Indiana. The cyberstalker now knows she lives in Carmel and attends Carmel High School. McKinley is now in danger of being followed or harmed. So the next time you post, think about the risk of linking your location.
Baba Booey. 10 to 20% of adolescents globally experience mental health conditions, yet these remain underdiagnosed and undertreated. Mental health is a massive problem, yet a lot of people don't know how to talk about it. Talking about your mental health is something that everyone can do and dramatically helps remove stigma and uplift mental health. It doesn't have to be a professional that you talk to. It can be a friend, family member, or anybody that you trust. Remember that poor mental health can dominate people's lives. If you are having feelings of depression, talking about it is the very first step to other measures. And if you know someone who you think needs help, remember that it can be very hard to talk about, but is still very important.
Hello and welcome back to the Eric Clark Activity Center, where we're just a minute and 41 seconds away from halftime. Hounds leading by 2, 23 to 21. On your screen, you see there Jalen Faison, who's had 8 points in this first half, making an impact statement for the Greyhounds early.
Yeah, we've seen Faison get out there, get comfortable, start settling down, hitting some of his shots. And we've yet to see that from most of the Pike offense and some of this Carmel offense here. Both teams playing kind of sloppy, but Carmel's still on top in this one. Let's see if they can ride this one out.
Faison with 8 points means he's the leading scorer for this Greyhound squad. Up 2, we've seen a lot of other people make an impact, such as Alex Kudo, the only freshman on this JV roster, standing at 5'9". So not necessarily a tall guard, but he's done his job as a point guard, communing with his teammates. Pike warming up here, down by 2. I'm not sure that's what Pike expected. I think Pike expected to be down by more, but they're really putting up a fight, an aggressive one, and it played very strong on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game here because I mentioned before, I believe that if Carmel got at least 48 points, I don't see Pike winning this one. And if you do the math, Carmel is right under that number, so this is panning out to be a great game.
22 seconds left in halftime. More fans flowing in for this game that starts at 7:30 between the varsity Pike Red Devils and the varsity Carmel Greyhounds. Both teams coming on the floor currently. Greyhounds led for the first time in this game. We are seeing Clay Richards and Logan Reinhardt come out on the floor. Both of these players, the only juniors on this JV roster. It's good to see them out here on the court. Clay Richards, we've seen him average 6.3 points per game for the Greyhound squad. Alex Kudo taking the ball up yet again for the Greyhounds. Logan Reinhardt, we've seen him shoot the 3 ball very well this season, but Clay Richards will take it, bang! Clay Richards, no problem for him. Carmel making an impact statement early in this game.
Yeah, and that's expected from Clay Richards, and shooting 33% from the 3, that might not look like much, but that is a clip if you really know basketball. Great shot by Richards.
Damon Howard taking the ball up for the Red Devils. We've seen him have 5 points in the first half. Well, I'm curious to see what he'll do this half. He's done a great job so far. Excited to see what both teams can bring. Just a great game so far here in the Eric Clark Activity Center. Pike, we've seen him find the low man a lot this game, but Owen Huber has played fantastic defense.
Yes, you are absolutely right, Will. The only 2 buckets I remember coming down from in the paint was from Keith Ingram, and both of those were post jump shots. So when Pike goes down and tries to go physically at Carmel, specifically Huber, they have failed early in this game.
Alex Kudo will send a 3 up. It's no good. We've seen Owen Huber. He averages 1 block and 1 steal a game. That is just great defensive, a great defensive effort by him, and especially avoiding fouls, only having 1 foul, which occurred in the first half. Tyler Walkey, one of the most athletic players on this Greyhounds defense, combining for almost 54 rebounds on the season, offensive and defensive. Clay Richards, it may not have gone the first time, but he puts it up, and a chance to complete a 3-point play for Clay Richards.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This Carmel team, the grit and hustle that this team has. He misses the first and comes back and gets the offensive rebound and hits an even tougher shot. Great play by Carmel.
Only leading by 2 at the half, the Greyhounds have found a way to put themselves up 7 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Clay Richards will say no more. He'll complete the 3-point play and put the Greyhounds up 8.
And in just 2 minutes, this Carmel team has gone on a 6-0 run. Let's see if Pike can respond.
Tyler Walkey with some more strong defense. These sophomores and juniors have come out here and played this game tremendously, executing on every side of the ball. Tyler Walkey trying to find somebody, tries to find Clay Richards. His wingspan is not that big. Thankfully, Logan Reinhardt was there to pick it up.
Here's Huber calling for the ball. Feed inside, great finish.
You know, that's one thing we did not see in that first half, Dashaun. We have not seen Owen Huber get double teamed, but that bucket there by Clay Richards has caused Pike to call a 30-second timeout. We're going to take a real quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on CHTV.
Proud to support Carmel Greyhounds student athletes as they strive to be the best they can be.
Hello and welcome back to the Eric Clark Activity Center. Pike coming out of the timeout and putting a 3 up. It'll be Corell Spates putting more points on the board. That'll be his 12th point of the match for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and that'll be Pike's.
Clay Richards! Holy cow! He just, oh my goodness, Clay Richards just sent a rocket to space. He has landed on Mars. Clay Richards puts another 2 points on the board for these Carmel Greyhounds.
It looks like Carmel's getting ready to run away with this one. The energy in this building is starting to go up.
Logan
Carmel on the break.
They throw it away. Unfortunate there.
Open lane.
This isn't good either. But he missed it. Off the leg of Pike, in possession of Carmel. Clay Richards only playing 2 minutes in this game, already having 10 points. That makes him the leading scorer for this Greyhound squad, and he's only played 2 minutes.
This Carmel offense, I think you're going to see the momentum and everything just take over here. That dunk really is going to bring the energy up in here.
We've seen that a lot this season from him, especially on those dunks. Makes the crowds go crazy, makes the fans go crazy. He's done a great job of this all season.
There's Pike on the break. Let's see what they can do. I think that's going to be on the ground, so I don't think that shot's going to go.
A little bit of confusion by the referees. They will count the basket.
Okay.
Or no, they're calling it on the floor.
Okay, they're calling it on the floor.
So it will be an inbound for the Red Devils. It'll be Damon Howard on the inbound. We've seen him have only 2 points on the game. Not many, but he's made an impact defensively for this Pike squad.
Yeah, it's really been Coriel Spades keeping this Pike team up afloat. We saw him hit that 3, the only point for the Pike this first half. Here's another almost turnover.
The ball will go in possession. The ball will go to Pike, but you know, the thing about that play is, yeah, we did not get the ball back, but the impact, Cooper Inskeep diving on the floor for that ball, showing he wants to be here, showing that his team wants to win this game. That's good. We want to see that from this Greyhound squad.
Yeah, and in these gritty, close games, it's the energy, the extra energy is really what brings the winning team atop. That energy is what keeps these teams going and what gets them the extra possessions, the extra jump shots, everything needed to come on to get a victory in a game like this.
Greyhounds up 9 with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go in this third quarter. They have come out nothing but strong, the strongest start we've seen from either team. Double team down low. Cooper Inskeep doing a good job helping. He will have his foot on the baseline. That'll be a turnover from Pike. Ball will go in the possession of the Greyhounds.
Ingram. For Greyhounds, number 20, Richard Malloy.
Clay Richards, you see that pat on his eye. Taking a hit to the head the other day, getting 4 stitches, but that does not affect him. He's back and he's ready to play. 10 points in 2 minutes. We haven't seen that from any other Greyhound JV player this season. Logan Reinhardt strong. Ball to Clay Richards.
Ooh, they're going to call a block on that one.
Looked like an absolute Derrick Henry stiff arm, but they're going to call it a blocking foul from Pike. That'll give the ball back to the Greyhounds, a chance to put some points on the board.
Yeah, some Pike fans aren't going to like that call, but no matter what it looks like, if you get in the offensive player's lane, they're going to call a block.
Big shout out to Kentrell Richardson, making sure that those floors out there are spotless. We love to see that from the student staff of this Carmel Greyhounds. Jalen Faison for 3, why not? Shoot it over, but good rebound by Cooper Inskeep. It'll land in the hands of Damon Howard. Damon Howard tightly guarded by Mitchell Malloy. We've seen Mitchell Malloy have 3 fouls, but he still played aggressive on defense and still played very strongly. Greyhounds very strong defense with only 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go in this third quarter. Greyhounds lead by 9. It'll be Spates for the 3. It'll be off the mark. A little bit of a sideline catch there by the Greyhounds. That's something we see in football, but why not take it over to basketball?
Yeah, and we've seen Spates. If you saw him down in the corner earlier in that possession, he's calling for that ball, and I understand it. He's the only person with any points for the Pikes in this first half with just 2 minutes left to go.
Clay Richards for 3, bang!
He's
Clay
having a
Richards, 13 points. In only 4 minutes, Clay Richards is on fire with 13 points in this third quarter. Clay Richards taking it back up for the Greyhounds. Why not shoot it again? Oh, it was off the mark, though, this time. Why not have a quick little heat check there with 13 points in 1 quarter? Pike really trying to gain some momentum, or really trying to make something happen offensively. They have yet to do so. Damon Howard will swing it out for Spates. Spates will pull up for 3. It's off the mark, rebound by Mitchell Malloy. Cooper Inskeep has done a great job pushing the ball up this game, pushing the ball up the court, and finding a good shot.
Yeah, and Pike is really struggling this quarter. They've only got 5 points in this quarter, and we've seen this in a couple of games. In a couple of Pike games, they've been slowed to a standstill in either the second or the third quarter, this time the third. Although they've got 5, some of these quarters where they've gotten slower, they've only gotten 7 or 5 points in the quarter. Let's see if with this last minute or 2 left in the quarter, if they can turn this quarter around.
Couldn't agree with you more, Sean. 1:16 to go in this third quarter. We'll be right back here in a minute on CHTV. Hello and welcome back to the Eric Clark Activity Center. A minute 16 on the clock. Greyhounds lead by 10 as this pep band is flowing in for the varsity game that is occurring at 7:30 between the Pike Red Devils and the Carmel Greyhounds.
And yeah, we've seen a great third quarter by Carmel, starting off being fueled by Clay Richards with 13 points. And that dunk is what really started everything, and the momentum completely shifted to Carmel's side.
Clay Richards with 13 points in a quarter. Reinhardt with the quick floater. Why not? Going to be tipped out by the Greyhounds. Possession of the Red Devils. You know, Dashaun, I've always wondered what is being said in those huddles, especially those full timeouts where Carmel or Pike or whatever team gets on those fast break 10-0, 12-0 runs. What do you think was said to the Pike team in that huddle down by 10?
I think what they said is, what the coach might have said there is to just keep playing. And I mean, their energy's still there. They're getting the good shots. They're just not hitting them. I mean, they've only got 5 points in this quarter, and you can't really do much about just not being able to hit shots. I mean, look, their energy and defense is still there. They're just failing to convert.
Careless mistake there by Mitchell Malloy. Pike will try to take it in, but it'll be fouled. It'll be Howard on the take, so Howard will be at the line for the Red Devils. Howard shooting 80% from the free throw line this season, 12 for 15. That is the best free throw percentage on this roster for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and his free throw shooting is what keeps him the scoring leader for this Pike team. If you have the ability to hit free throws, it won't be hard for you to get points on the board.
You know, while we sit here and he takes his last free throw, I just want to take a minute. We got to notice the fact that 2 years ago, we did not have this packed auditorium, obviously with COVID-19 and the pandemic taking over. But now in 2022, we're allowed to have fans come into this gym, pack the house for high school sports. I'm just glad to see that back.
Yeah, and you see the difference it makes. After that dunk, you just saw the atmosphere completely change. And once that happened, the momentum for Carmel just completely ramped up.
Especially in this third and fourth quarter where fans are coming in for the varsity game and they catch the last couple quarters of action of this JV game. The atmosphere in this place is just impeccable. Offensive foul will be called on the Greyhounds. An unfortunate mistake and an unfortunate turnover. Up by 8 with 9.4 seconds to go in this third quarter. Foul will be on Jalen Faison. It'll be his second and the team's third. So Greyhounds aren't necessarily putting themselves in foul trouble early, but just doing a good job staying aggressive. 3.2 seconds. Carmel Greyhounds trying to make something happen. Be tipped out of bounds. Possession of the Greyhounds, 0.2 seconds. Not nearly enough to put up a shot. But we'll see. Anything can happen. 0.2 seconds. It'll be a catch and chuck. Catch and chuck by Logan Reinhardt, just short of the rim. Not sure it would have counted anyway. Greyhounds up by 8 with 7 minutes put on the clock going into this fourth quarter. We'll be right back after a quick break here on CHTV. Hello and welcome back to the Eric Clark Activity Center. The Greyhounds lead by 8 with 7 minutes put on the clock going into this fourth quarter. Seen an electric third quarter there by the Greyhounds, starting with Clay Richards putting up 13 points in under 3 minutes for this Greyhound squad.
Yeah, and Pike's not necessarily doing anything wrong here. They're just failing to convert, and the point cap that I put them at for 48 Carmel is averaging 12 points per quarter, and if you do the math, they'll be right at 48. So, I mean, this game isn't completely out of Pike's hands. If these shots start to fall, then they've definitely got a chance here.
Anything can happen. Rebound by Jalen Faze, and Kudo will take up the ball for the Greyhounds. We've said this countless times, but just so proud of him being the only freshman on this JV roster that really stands out with how big the freshman class is and the amount of talent they have, and Kudo moving up to JV. Just good for him. He's played so well with the squad, having 5 points in this one so far. Just shout out to Alex. Really trying to find Huber, miscommunication, and we've seen that a lot this game, just a miscommunication between players causing useless mistakes. But the miscommunication, you can't necessarily call that as a negative. I mean, up by 8 with 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go in this third quarter. They've done a great job.
Yeah, and miscommunications happen. Sometimes you can't hear, sometimes you just don't talk, and sometimes you just plain don't make mistakes. And Carmel, in the first half, they were very scrappy, which is why it was a 2-point game. But now coming down here, they've tightened it up a little bit, and they've increased their lead.
Greyhounds looking to make something happen offensively here, as we haven't seen them score in a hot minute. Faison will put one up, a little bit of a circuit shot, it'll be off the mark. A little bit of miscommunication, and Coach Andrew Foley was not too happy with that one, as he'll call it a double dribble on Jalen Faison.
Yeah, I like the officiating here. A couple of questionable calls, but that's a given for any game.
Pike will chuck up a shot, it's off. We've even got the arena sound effects going in this place. Good way to get everything started for this Greyhound squad and just the Greyhounds fan in general.
Substitution for the Greyhounds, number 22, Clay Richards.
Here's Richards coming back. 5.5 minutes left. Let's see if Carmel can close this one out.
5 minutes and 27 seconds left. If Clay Richards plays as well as he did it in that third quarter, he could double his points in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and that was just, I've never seen something like that before. From this team, at least. That was insane. The amount of energy that Clay just brought to this team was crazy.
You know, Coach Osborne said in the practice the other week, dunk the ball. I haven't necessarily heard that come out of his mouth, but dunking the ball from this Greyhound squad has really sparked energy and has really sparked more potential in this team. Yeah, Alex Kudo taking the ball, quick thread the needle through 2 people. We haven't seen that much offensively. Clay Richards with a strong defense. Pike will try to put it up, but they'll be fouled.
And a foul call here for Pike is good. I mean, they've got an opportunity to a free throw, the most settled shot possibly, because like right now I feel like they're settling for some not good shots, and at least getting a free throw, they've got just a chance to hit a shot. It's at the line.
It'll be Young at the line for the Red Devils. His first one is off the mark, shooting one more.
Time and time again, since that dunk and since the energy from this crowd shifted, they've really been struggling to hit shots here.
Greyhounds up by 8, 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Second one's off the mark as well.
Another miss for Pike.
Great job by both teams getting on the floor right there, winning the ball. The ball will end up in the possession of the Greyhounds. Logan Reinhardt will check in for Carmel as Kudo will sub out. The only player we have yet to see from this Greyhound squad is Sheldon Gatlin. We've seen a little bit of Dylan Moran's and everybody else we've seen play a lot of minutes. But just good job and good execution by this Greyhound squad.
Yeah, and like I said before, Pike isn't necessarily doing anything wrong. I mean, Carmel still hasn't scored in this fourth quarter. Pike just can't score either. And it's been a problem all game. And I thought that Pike would have a problem if it was a high-scoring game, but really it's the opposite here. They're having a problem with a low-scoring game. Now, 36-28 isn't that bad, but the absolute standstills that both of these offenses are coming to really surprised me that Pike isn't keeping this game more competitive.
Couldn't agree with you more. It's a great job there by Logan Reinhardt, ripping that ball down low, not putting it above his head, keeping himself out of trouble and drawing the foul. That'll be Pike's third foul of this half. Good job by them staying out of foul. Clay Richards extends his arm and puts it up for 2. Greyhounds now lead by 10 points. with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
Pike really needs to see a shot fall here.
Pike looking to make anything happen, offensively, defensively. They're trying to find a spark in their team. Scoring drought, especially from the line, missing 2 free throws from the Red Devils. Red Devils haven't had a score in the past minute and 30 seconds.
Spade's doing everything he can today, keeping this Pike offense alive. You saw him in the third quarter hit 3 of the 7 or 5 points, I believe, that Pike had. He's doing everything he can to keep this team afloat.
Spates having 14 of the 30 points for the Red Devils. Nearly half, 50% of the points. Great job by Spates playing his game.
Yeah, and I said in the pregame interview to obviously look out for Damon Howard averaging 14.3, but I specifically told you guys do not count out Coriel Spates.
Good back cut by Mitchell Malloy. Feed by Richards, takes the ball and puts it up to a 30-second timeout has been called by the Red Devils. We'll be right back here on CHTV.
I'd like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Greyhound basketball this season. Lou Malnati's legendary.
This is an important possession for Pike here.
3 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock. Greyhounds still lead by 10. Pike trying to find a spark, and they can't find it, and they cannot convert on that three-point shot. Walkey in no hurry as they still lead by 10, but driving on the ball. Good defensive effort.
Also by Howard there. Like you said multiple times, he's making an impact on defense. Although he's struggling to get on the board, he forces that turnover there and keeps Pike alive.
Causing the jump ball. It will be a turnover. The ball will go in possession of the Red Devils. This game isn't totally out of reach. Down by 10 with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Pike just needs a spark in their offense to light it up.
Yeah, crazier things have definitely happened before. Let's see if Pike can turn this around. Great move by Howard. Just once again, just can't finish.
Pike really trying to find something offensively. Can't really find anything on the baseline, but why not find Spates for 3?
Here we go.
We'll take that. That'll put Spates with 17 points for the game, having half of the Pike Red Devils points. Very impressive job by the young fella.
He's really keeping this team alive. He's one of the only guys I've seen out there besides Howard really 100% into this game. Look at Howard. Even though he's struggling offensively, he's still making an impact on this game however he can.
Oh, and Hewer with the reverse layup. Why not? Hounds up by 9 with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Good closeout there by Clay Richards. Looks like a little bit of travel, but why not chuck up another 3? Rebound by Mitchell Malloy. This Greyhound squad has done a very good job slowly taking the ball up the court, not pushing too much, and getting a good shot when they can. Logan Reinhardt from the perimeter, taking it in, making a man miss, putting it up for 2. This Greyhound squad is putting this out of reach, up by 11. Pike will call a full timeout. 1 minute 47 seconds to go. Back on CHTV. Hello and welcome back to the Eric Clark Activity Center. A minute and 47 seconds to go left in action. Hounds lead by 11. This game is not totally out of reach for the Pike Red Devils. Anything can happen in the game of basketball, especially high school basketball, with a packed gymnasium. Everybody getting ready for the main event at 7:30. The Varsity Hounds taking on the Varsity Red Devils here right in this Eric Clark Activity Center. It'll be Spates inbounding the ball for the Red Devils. We've seen Spates have a tremendous game with 17 points and only 1 foul, having nearly half of the points for the Red Devils.
And Spates wants the ball in his hands. So does Howard. Both of these guys can put points up, and they're who Pike wants the ball in their hands right now. And look at that. Spates is keeping this team alive in this fourth quarter.
Spates averaging 9.7 points in his first 3 games this season for the Red Devils, having 19 in this contest, though, nearly doubling his averages in the first 3 games. Greyhounds in no hurry to go anywhere. With a minute and 11 seconds leading by 9, Clay Richards will take it in for 2. That'll be Clay Richards' 15th point of this match.
Clay Richards having a night.
It'll be Howard who chucks up a 3. It'll be off the mark. A foul there by the Red Devils. Will give the Greyhounds an inbound.
Teams 4.
Carmel up by 11 with 55.4 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. I wouldn't say the game is out of reach, but it's out of reach. The Greyhounds have played a fantastic game on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Clay Richards having 17 points for the Greyhounds. Haven't seen that from him in a while, but some useless fouls here by the Red Devils. Dashaun, what is the positive you've taken out of this Red Devil squad coming in and battling till the end?
I don't think, like I said before, the game is, like you said, pretty much over, and they've got them at 46 points. So they did their job defensively, at least in my eyes, to keep them under 48. And in the game, if you watch the defense, there was time where Pike completely shut them out. It's just in the third quarter, they came to a standstill. They couldn't hit their shots. They were putting up bad shots, and just a lot of turnovers. In the first quarter and the second quarter, they had plenty of turnovers, but they were at least knocking down some shots.
I just saw the reaction from the Greyhounds bench there. Everybody's hands on their head trying to figure out why the Red Devils fouled there. But why not add a few more points to your stats as Tyler Walkey is at the line for the Greyhounds. Tyler Walkey shooting 59% from the free throw line on the season. Only going to the line 6 times, make this his 7th. Tyler Walkey will put up another one. Hounds now lead by 13 with 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
And this Pike team is not going to let up. Spates is not the type of guy to just give up like this.
That is
turnover.
Spates' 21st point of the game. Pike really showing some pressure and buckets here late in the game. Huge block by Dylan Moran's. Greyhounds regain the possession. Logan Reinhardt trying to make a man miss. Pike trying to foul. They've decided not to. Tipped it out of Malloy's hands, but back in possession of the Greyhounds. I think it's safe to say this one is officially out of reach as the Greyhounds are up 11 with 17.8 seconds to go. But Pike is still trying to foul with 15 seconds to go. Not sure why.
The refs just aren't going to call it.
The refs aren't calling anything.
Oh, they're going to call
there.
That
They
one.
foul one or call one there. Why not put Logan Reinhardt at the line? He'll take an extra 2 points in this game. Logan Reinhardt having only 2 points, so adding 2 more won't hurt him at all. You know, I'd like to give a shout out to both of these coaches. Both of these coaches have done a tremendous job putting these squads together, coaching them on a daily basis, and just their commitment to education-based athletics is nothing short of amazing. Just shout out to both of these teams here on this matchup. The Greyhounds took this one 48-37. We're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Luke, and we'll be right back here in a minute.
is Luke Anderson from CHTV with your post-game floor report. What was a close game at the half turned into complete Greyhound domination as Clay Richards came out in the second half and scored 13 right away, being the only Carmel player to score in the third quarter. Carmel kept the ball rolling in the second half, taking over the game and giving the Greyhounds the 48-37 win over the Red Devils. That's been the post-game report. I'm Luke Anderson signing off. I'll send it back to Will and Dashaun to close the game out.
Hello. Greyhounds take this one 48-37 in this JV matchup. Clay Richards having 19 points in this one, Dashaun. Greyhounds coming out and having a terrific performance. What were your key takeaways from this game tonight?
2 words, Clay Richards. That dunk completely flipped the narrative on this game. Beautiful dunk, beautiful finish, and the crowd erupted after that. Even though it wasn't in the first half and all these people coming in for the varsity game wasn't here, you could see the eruption and the emotion in that crowd. And after that, Pike was just unsettled. They couldn't hit their shots. They were getting a lot of turnovers. And Clay Richards is the X factor of this game and what really helped Carmel come out and win.
Clay Richards with that dunk, causing a huge spark in the third quarter. Greyhounds take this one 48-37. I've been Will Simmonds alongside my good friend Dashaun Barnes here at the Eric Clark Activity Center for this JV game. You guys all have a good night.